Adesso apri qua cosa.
Sì, ci sono. Beh, intanto vuoi parlare? So
Ci
quanto
siamo,
ci
non
mette.
so.
Non dici se sta trasmettendo o no.
Ah. Uh,
We should be back live.
we should be back live with the top 8. The top 8 for the tournament
Uscirà live.
I mean, Sans De Vicuña Cesar, that he plays Podless Pod, Emanuel Sutor with Esper Delve, Paolo Magnani with Junk, Niklas Kronberger with Merfolk, and Pascal Wagner with UR Storm with Electromancer and so on, Ivan Vollo with UVR Kiki, and Niccolo Graziano with UR Twin. So
we decided to have another look at Emanuel Sutor's deck in the quarterfinals. His Esper Delve is now up against Blue-White-Red Control. Blue-White-Red Control was kind of popular today. The only difference, his deck is supporting Kiki Jiki just to basically win out of nowhere with Restoration Angel.
sorry, just one question. Everyone, the video is working, the audio is working. Let us know something because we changed the streaming channel, so we have to know you. It's all good. Okay, now we are.
Players are good to go.
Players good to go.
Emanuel Sutor was second in the Swiss, so he's gonna play first.
Yeah, as we see, as we said, Van Loo is playing this UR Kiki with you see spells there. I think is a control.
He's just a straight blue-white-red control. He just plays Kiki Jiki on top of Restoration Angel.
Okay, and Sutor stars.
Sutor's got an Inquisition of Kozilek. Sì,
Paxu sempre in panico.
swamp
he play-
into Inquisition of Kozilek, so we get to actually see.
And Restoration Angel, a Snapcaster.
He's got two Restoration Angels.
And a Spellsnare, and a Snapcaster and Freelance, and the Celestial Colonnade.
So obviously, we do see
Okay, and so it's a real control deck with a restoration that blinking Snapcasters gives a lot of interactions, and
then you
in fact-
can just combo out with Kiki Jiki and
Yeah.
top of Restoration.
yeah. In fact, is it ends combing out with Restoration and Kiki, and now his Sutor is no, it's not Junk near John. Is allora the one on the right is a Sutor with Esper Delve, and on the left we have Van Loo with WR Twin. No, it's not a twin. It's a Kiki Jiki control. Sì, ma chiudi perché sentono, se no.
It's blue-white-red control. with Kiki
Blue White
Jiki.
Red control with Kiki Jiki, Restoration Angel, and Snapcaster. And now
That's a curious play. Basically, he's playing a Gitaxian probe,
yeah.
and he actually taps for mana.
Another United
He doesn't.
Pro.
Well, he does pay 2 life on the second one. It's quite strange because he actually decided not to.
Draw the first card
Well,
before doing the first
no, I
attacks.
mean he's just basically pays. He pays 1 blue mana for it, like, which seems kind of strange.
As
Like,
you
he
as
could
you
have
can
just
see,
thrown
at the
into a-
second turn, as we said before, Sutor he's got already 4 cards in his graveyard, and he will be able to put something in play turn 3 very, and instead Van Loo he's got a control deck, and he's trying to I mean, to face the first turn burst of Suter, and now I think he drew.
On turn 2 he's gonna play Wall of Blossom basically.
Yeah.
The white Wall of Blossom because he drew it
He drew a
before
lightning.
as
He drew a
as an
lightning
eighth
bolt.
card.
He drew a lightning bolt. Can you see?
Can you hear better
you're better now. It's better now. The audio. Okay. He fetches another land. Now.
Let's see if he gets in a basic plane. Yeah, he does get a basic plane.
Yeah.
And he'll probably just play a 0/4, which is another interesting blink with Restoration Angel.
Obviously. Yeah. He draws a card from a wall. Yeah. Plan is to play things that when the Restoration blinks them, they get an effect. Snapcaster Mage, Worlds that draw cards, and so. And now Sutor, with he's got in hand Path to Exile. He doesn't have an aggression plan right now. And
Il primo si chiama?
Van Loo. Van Loo even. And he doesn't have an aggression plan right now, and so he's got.
We can see there's no action on the Esper side of the table.
Yeah.
And well, the fact that blue, white, red has got the efficiency of a 2-card combo piece that can basically get off out of nowhere and get loads of card advantage
Yeah.
with the 3/4
With
blinking.
4 mana open, practically, it's got a very interesting interactions that can get much card advantage. Now he's gonna
Mill 2.
dredge 2 and draw a card with his madness card. I don't remember the name, but is put 2 cards in your graveyard and then draw a card. So it's another card that delves, but as you see, it's not putting a menace to the twin, to the Kiki, and so Van Loo can easily pass a turn with 4 mana open for the Angel, and
Basically,
he's got
it is gonna be an attrition game at some point because all these 3/4s are gonna net 1 card.
Yeah.
Also, we see that Van Loo has got Desolate Lighthouse in play as well.
Now Sutor top deck the Kozilek, Inquisition of Kozilek. Probably is gonna play it, and the rest, and now Restoration Angel arrives, blinking the wall. He draws a card, and he draws a Snapcaster, I think. So he's gonna getting advantage of a mini combo. Path to Exile.
He
on
decides
the
to
Angel.
Path to Exile into the
Obviously,
opponent's
because
turn.
with the other Angel. Now he puts mountain.
Yeah, we see
in
that
play.
Sutor doesn't really have much action.
Yeah, Sutor is he
He
dredged a lot.
has another Path to Exile.
Yeah, he delved a lot of cards, but he didn't put a menace between a Tazigur and Tom Stalker and the cards he got, and so he is not putting pressure on the Kiki deck that obviously have a better draw engine. Yeah, now it's gonna play a probe, and you can see a Spasner, a Bolt, another Restoration Angel, a Snapcaster Mage, and another wall. It's full of menaces for the plan of our Sutor. Now he's not in a good shape because he doesn't have a way to get advantage. Now he's in Inquisition of Kozilek to try to probably to take away his Snapcaster. Yeah,
Yeah.
he takes away his Snapcaster.
Pretty obviously, he just
Pretty
takes Snapcaster.
obvious, yes. And because the Snapcaster with the Angel is very dangerous. And end of turn he plays the other Angel.
And that's the Path to Exile, getting rid of the Angel.
Another Pact to Exile on the Angel. He put the Angel in the graveyard instead of removing.
The problem with Sutor's plan is basically is dealing with the Angels, but in the long game, Van Loo has got a Desolate Lighthouse and a Celestial Colonnade in play. So it's just gonna get to a point in which it's just gonna, well, draw extra cards and just attack with a 4/4.
Obviously.
And there's not much Sutor can do about it.
Yeah. These trades are a deal for Kiki that takes time, takes mana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
in fact,
Sutor just disguises some scoop.
Because he didn't field his plan. His plan is to delve 4 or 5 cards and play Tazigor or Tomstalker. If he doesn't do that,
Or Gorma Gangler.
He's got only 1/1 cards, and he cannot gain advantage. So
Let's try and see what is sideboarded in and out. Is sideboarded in cards like I saw Slaughter Pact.
yeah,
L'altro puoi vederlo.
it's like
He sideboarded in cards like Slaughter Pact, and I think he's considering loads of cards. Basic planes definitely.
basic
Let's have a look
planes.
what he's taking out. Probably a few Stubborn Denials.
Obviously.
Definitely Stubborn Denials, not the best card, considering the blue-white red is mostly dealing with creatures.
Yeah.
Blue-white red side, Remand, definitely a bad card. Even though remanding a big delve creature is not too
It's
bad.
not too bad, huh?
It's not too bad if you turbo
Because-
Gorma Gangler, but yeah, Remand Mana Leak probably not the best. He's just going full on mid-range, basically.
Yeah.
Full on mid-range with just creatures and the combo piece.
No. And obviously he's getting out the he's getting out the counter. He's gonna feel the Kiki is gonna fill his deck of cards, mid-range cards, and now the problem with the problem with the deck list of they are rewriting the deck list of Sutor because he was lost. We are a bit unlucky. So yeah, obviously in this matchup, Delver is quite underdog because, or really, he really does something big in the first 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's basically his game plan is just to drop a big 5/5 or 4/5. But
If you
obviously,
don't do that-
Blue White Red has got good ways of dealing with creatures in the form of Path to Exile, and also has a very efficient creatures and blinking effects. Like you could just, for example, chum block with the wall and just blink the wall away with an angel, gaining 1 turn, 1 extra card. Even though Tarzigor seems to be pretty good in an attrition matchup anyway, but it's possibly quite slow just to pay 4 manas. Just to get back 1 card, because eventually Angel and Kiki are just gonna finish the combo off. So
Clear. And boarding out also obviously bolts because he's no
The balls
probably
don't really have a real
Yeah.
target.
Yeah, the bolts doesn't have a target, and he boarded out the Manalix. So ready for game 2 with Sutor versus gonna. Sutor is gonna start this game, and probably he's gonna do something like turn 1 bubble and probe and so on, and turn 2 beast. This is the plan of the deck.
This is basically his best play, in best case scenario.
Yeah.
Best case scenario is dropping a 5-5 on turn 2, or a 4-5 on turn 2,
And see what
and
happening.
just trying to have like a deprive or any form of counterspell or path to exile on the first
on the first
answer.
removal, yeah.
On the first answer
First
that
answer, yeah.
Van Loo is trying to put up with.
Yeah, this is a plan. Sutor did well against the War Twin in the matchup we saw.
The difference
And-
between the matchup against Twin and Blue White Red is basically that Twin doesn't really have access to path to exile, so cannot deal with big 5-5s and 4-5s. But the Blue White Red has cheap and effective ways of dealing with creatures.
We have the sideboard choices of Sutor. He put it off Vegetaxian probes and a path to exile, and he boarded in a plains. I think a lingering soul. Or
A Plains, Lingering Soul, Stubborn Denial,
yeah, and other 2 cards with
and 2 mysterious cards,
mysterious card. But
which we really cannot see properly.
obviously, he boarded out the probe because the probes are way too much. He probably wants to get much consistency of his deck, and instead of digging. I think that, but anyway, David, if you agree, probe is better than bubble. Why is boarding out probe instead of bubble?
Maybe because he's kind
For
of
the damages.
scared of the 2 damages.
Yeah.
We saw that in game 1, he actually didn't want to take 2 damage off the probe.
Yeah.
So he's actually quite scared of losing just of a, out of a free
2 or 4 damages
yeah.
and more. Yeah.
He just doesn't want to get 4 damage.
Yeah, because you know that Kiki also can bolt him or going through with angels.
Yeah, you can just basically race with angels.
Yeah.
Rangers, balls, helix.
Okay, instead,
Okay, let's try and have a look at Sutor's hand. So we can already see a Serum Vision. So I assume if he's gonna have 1 or more lands, he's probably gonna keep. So he does have
he's
a
got
1. He's got 1 land.
He's got exactly 1
He's
land.
got 1 land.
Yeah, he tries to. Serum Vision, fetching the land.
His hand is actually decent if
he's
he
got 3 cards to find the land.
Yeah, if he finds a land,
It's a decent land.
possibly a fetch land,
It's a
and
decent land.
any other way of putting cards into the graveyard, like a bauble or
Yeah,
or a mill 2 draw 1,
yeah,
then he can actually, just play a 5/5 pretty soon, and hope for Van Loo not to have a back to exile, and that's basically his plan. And obviously he's got 2 5/5s in hand. Oh, that's not good. So we assume he's gonna go bottom, considering that he doesn't have a second
if you
land.
don't draw a second land, it will be a problem for Sutor.
We see a remand in Van Loo hand. Okay, it does draw a fetch land.
Good
Was
draw.
lucky.
Okay,
here.
basically, with Thought Scour, he can actually play a 5/5 on turn 2.
Yeah. Thought
'Cause it's
Scar.
gonna, Thought
yeah.
Scour is basically Dark Ritual.
That's anyway an interesting match, I think. No?
Yeah.
It is quite interesting because Thought Scour in this matchup is basically Dark Ritual.
Yeah.
It just nets 3 mana. 1, 2, and draw 1. Now he's got
Well,
6
top
cards in
sides-
the graveyard,
Size is also
and he can
can
just play a
put
5/5.
great.
That's it.
Yeah.
So this is basically the best
The plan,
possible
yeah.
the best
This is the
possible
plan.
start with Suitor, which his his nuts hand right can just scoop to a path to exile.
Yes, and we have also a size and another.
He basically
Another
has to
5/5
he
or
basically
pick up.
has to stay alive this turn because he does have no graveyard anymore. So if he gets back to exile this turn, he's just gonna start again with Thought Size,
Yeah.
but then he's just not gonna have enough graveyard to just replay a
Yeah.
second 5/5
I
the
don't
next turn.
think that
But-
Van
but
Loo
we
is
are-
got the path because he fetched with the land
We can
at
see.
the end of turn tapped, and so probably
He
is
probably just
don't have a path. In fact,
he
don't
does
have it.
not have a pact. He does not have a wall. So
And now he's got
now
a,
Suitor is on the
he's
That's
dr-
on
he
the
drew the
offensive this
Tazigor. He
5/5.
drew the Tazigor, and now
He's basically drawing the opposite of the previous hand. His previous hand in game 1 had no threats at all, and now he's just drawing all the threats. And no ways to actually put cards in his graveyard no more.
So this is a very, very, very strong hand because now we can make
now
good
we
selection. Good
now we
selection
get
of the
now we
alternate,
got
hand.
outsides, but he can fetch away the.
He's probably
The
just gonna
solution.
remand it. He's probably just gonna play remand on Thoughtseize. Because he assumes
But it's
Suitor
not-
does have.
It's a quite not sense because we can play same time.
Well, no, he's got a halal
No.
fountain in play.
He's a lot found in blue and white, so
Oh,
you cannot
blue and
cannot play sides more. But the theme is that here remand and problem of Van Loo is that not having a path to exile is gonna have to fetch him, and because otherwise he can die from the angler. And now he drew something, but nothing. Oh, okay, he drew a path. He did draw a path of exile.
Off remand.
Off remand, yeah. And now Suitor is gonna fetch his own basic land, and
Suitor cannot
No.
actually play any of his threats.
yeah, he's got Tazigor, but he had to rebuild the graveyard.
He has to rebuild the graveyard again in order to play any of his threats. As we said, he drew all his threats in game 2, no threats in game 1, and now once Van Loo has dealt with the first threat,
Yeah,
now he's just able to
yeah. Now
get back
he
into
gets
the
he
game.
gets to draw a tout score or something like that.
The fetching is actually not too
It's
bad.
not too bad because he's give his 4th mana and possibility of
He's thinking whether to get a basic land or just get.
he's
No,
got
he's
basic
got
land.
a basic land.
He fears
a
anyway,
swamp.
but in a way, another tout sites, the one we reminded before by Van Loo. And he shows another remand, but he didn't play because he knows he can play with Toxic again. A Butter School, I think.
Butterskull, Remand, and Restoration.
Restoration.
He's obviously getting rid of Butterskull
Getting rid
because
of
he
Butter
just.
School, leaving only a
I
remand.
don't. I
and
don't think his
Restoration
deck
Angel.
is able to beat Butterskull.
Yeah, no. It's not easy to race against, but now he's got 2 cards in hand with under 3, and he
And he goes
plays
for Lingering Soul.
Lingering Soul. End of turn, it fetches.
Sì, no, non posso dire la stessa di questa città.
Fetches the tapped land, obviously, to not take too many damages. And now Van Loo is not in a perfect shape because he's got only a Restoration Angel to face. He's got no. He's got nothing to blink and to maximize the Restoration Angel power. And now they break a sleeve, I think. So
So we actually saw that Van Loo has a remand, which is not too bad considering that Sutor's next play, I mean the card he really wants to resolve is a Talzigor.
and now Sutor is not in a bad shape because he have Tazigor in hand, he have 2 spirits in play, he's got Lingering Soul to flashback, he's got in a way a way to put pressure on the Kiki player, and now he's gonna top deck something.
Ha detto di spiegare che ha la carta segnata con scritto FIR, non so se avete visto, perché è una carta che non so se gli hanno prestata cosa, però ho guardato personalmente e non si vedeva, era proprio oscurata.
Ok,
Quindi sta tranquillo.
Sì, ok.
quindi sta tranquillo, dai.
Sì, spiegata proprio.
Sì.
Sì.
Può dormire sereno stanotte.
Infatti.
No problem.
Okay. Oh, I drew the tag score. We call the tag score and Sutor as a pro top deck it with top score. So tag score in this moment is gold because he can practically put 3 cards in the graveyard and play.
Oh, one of the cards is a second lingering soul.
Yeah. So it's very. So now he can play Tazigor and flashback a second lingering soul.
Yeah, he could actually do both.
Could do both, yeah.
Or he could just play Talzigor
Yeah.
into Remand.
He plays Tazigor
Or any
into
other
Remand.
combination. Well, he actually took... Yeah.
Yeah, Remand.
Okay, so Talzigor is gonna get
So the
remanded.
Remand against
And Spell Snare
Get a
is-
spell snare.
Okay, so Talzigor resolves.
Tazigor resolves and 2 damage from the spirits of lingering. Now, Van Loo, he drew the, something red blue that we cannot guess. And
Andava bene adesso.
And now he's not in a good shape because he's at 10 life and he got a 4/5 and 2 spirits against, and no very big cards in hand. He's got a Restoration Angel, but in that moment can only deal with one of the spirits. And now on, he attacks with all with 3 beasts. He's got he takes all the damages. He's got to 6 damages, go to 4. And he's dropping very low. Flashback, Lingering Soul. And now he's thinking, he's counting the mana. He's counting the mana. He doesn't know if flashback both the Lingering Soul or one of them or nothing at all. And now He's got another land, blue-red land, but it's not enough.
Or you can just draw one of Desolate Lighthouse.
Yeah.
But he's at 4 life. He has to do something about that Tazigor.
He untaps. When is gonna be any vintage? Any vintage action?
On Sunday we
Sunday vintage. Tomorrow Legacy. And now is Kiki player. He's trying to recover from this situation, but it's not easy. And now he played Wrath of God. This is the solution.
Is that a Wrath of God?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, deprived. He gets deprived, and
yeah,
that's it.
that's game.
I'm actually quite surprised to see Wrath of God
So 1-1.
in Kiki's side.
1-1, yeah. Kiki side, Wrath of God.
Yeah, it's actually quite strange because obviously against a deck like Delve, it could easily just 1-for-1
Yeah.
basically.
You can just
basically
sweep.
just sweep out of 5/5
Yeah,
for 4 manas, which is not
it's not
great.
efficient.
Also, it's not very
And
efficient.
also
against
because
upper
he can
manas.
swipe away the walls, he can snap away the snapcasters he's already playing. I don't know. And I mean, if I was Van Loo in a match like that, I don't know if I board in Mortal Kombat. Maybe he knows that he can. If he cannot draw a Path to Exile against that deck, is dead. So having Wrath of God
It is very dependent on Path to Exile. Always considering that
yes, because
Suitor can only play like a big Delve creature on turn 2 if he had like a really good draw. Like statistically speaking, I don't know exactly what chances he's got to play a big Delve creature on turn 2. How consistently can he deliver? Like obviously he only takes one Thought Scour to be able to play one. Because fetch land to Thought Scour is basically 4 cards in graveyard anyway.
Okay, which decks are in the top 8? Okay, I try to represent you the complete top 8 bracket, and the decks are Podless Pod, that is the first classified with 21 points. Emanuel Sutor with Vesper Delve that we are seeing on the feature match. Magnani Paolo with Junk. Niklas Kronberger with Merfolk. Giuseppe Di Vincenzo with Junk. Pascal Wagner is playing UR Storm, so Electromancer Storm. And Ivan Van Loo you gonna see in the streaming is going Kiki, and the last top 8 is Nicolò Graziano with UR Twin. So
Ha inserito 2 Manalik, adesso ha tolto un Kiki e una mi sembra un Geist.
okay, now the Kiki player put it away to he put it in 2 Manaliks. Because also Manalik against the Delve deck. I mean,
You decide to play Manalik on the play because it's a much more efficient card, considering that Suitor can try and play a big Delve creature on turn 2. So if you are, active with Manalik, you can try and counter that. It's not super efficient though. Like Rayman is sometimes probably better than Manalik.
Yeah, but anyway, Manalik against a deck that does Tazigor with Delve is a strong play, because you have to deal with this. The deck of Suitor rotates around this free Tazigor and the Tom Stalker and the Angler. If you get rid of that, the other cards are just 1-for-1, and so the Kiki player can get advantage of this. The Merfolk guy is playing another. I don't know. I will try to have an update on the other matches, obviously, Pete, and because now this match started right a second after the other, so maybe other matches are over. Anyways, at the last, our two favorite deck, Black and Green Pox and Amulet combo, didn't go into top 8.
Adesso lo vedere.
And also,
I wanna have a look when they actually start. I wanna have a look on Van Loo's hand first, and then Sutor's hand, to try and see what mulliganing decisions they're gonna make, if they're gonna make any.
yeah. Well, let's start with Van Loo's hand.
I think that
I think we-
any
as you-
playable hand with a path to exile,
Calma, Massimo lo mando, finisce.
any playable hand with a path to exile is probably gonna be good enough for Van Loo to keep.
Yeah.
And any hand that can produce a delve creature or a Thoughtseize into a delve creature on turn 3, then it's probably going to be keepable for Sutor. So we can see it's got at least a couple of hands. But this hand seems actually decent because it's got 2 lands, Mana Leak, Remand, and Spell Snare.
He's got a good hand. Instead, let's see how Sutor
Let's see how Sutor plays out.
plays out. He's got
It does have a Fetchland. No, it does have a Bauble,
Bubble.
a couple of
A
Anglers, Probe, Serum Vision.
He's a
Yeah,
he's
this
a
hand
cons-
can actually produce
the second
a
turn.
second turn Angler, most likely, because
Yeah.
it does have a second Bubble, Fetchland on next turn, and a Edgitaxin Probe. So you can actually tap 2 for Gurmag Angler turn 2.
Now-
What he doesn't know is that this time he's actually gonna face Mana Leak or Remand of Van Loo.
And now the problem is that Van Loo is open with Mana Leak and Remand, and so it's not easy to Sutor to force a Tazigur or
Well, the thing is, he's actually gonna go
fetch.
with Edgitaxin Probe.
Yeah, probe to see
So
if Van Loo
in this
got
in
counter or-
in this situation, he can actually expect Van Loo to have something. So he might as well think, well, no rush. I'm probably just gonna tap for mana. That's what he's done in game 1.
probe.
He does not tap for mana.
Yeah,
He goes.
okay.
Well,
You wanna see?
that's
He's
what he
got
did.
everything. He's got Mana Leak.
he
He's
does
got
have
Remand,
everything.
He's got Spasner. He's got the 2 counters. But he has.
Is that a path to exile?
No,
Or
this
is
is.
a Helix?
I don't know. It's a
I think it's a Helix.
Helix.
I
Probably
don't
it's a
actually
Helix.
know that that way.
Okay.
So it does not have a third land.
Yeah. He draws from probe.
Tazigur,
Now
yeah.
he drew Tazigur.
Then again, he
He
doesn't
can't-
really
he
have.
can't play Tazigur because this is the plan that Van Loo.
The plan is actually to just carry on and hoping that Van Loo does not draw a
Snap
third
caster
land.
End of turn.
This is a play I
This
like.
is play I like
This is a
because-
play I kind of like.
Yeah, because he's got a few lands, and he knows that the deck of Sutor takes a lot of damage
Yeah.
because he got fetch lands, he's got dual lands, enter tapped, and you want the mana instant. And
See,
now he's
what
gonna
Sutor is gonna do now is basically just gonna play
linger his
one
soul.
after the other, every single threat that he has,
Yeah,
without trying to consume too much graveyard.
yeah.
So without consuming all the graveyard, it's gonna get close to the, just dropping one single threat every turn.
Queen 1, potessi insieme.
So the
We do have a few updates from the back tables.
So the Graziano Nicolò with twin won the first against Podless Pod, and the Merfolk and the Junk are 1-1, and also the Storm is 1-0 against Junk. The War Storm of Pascal Wagner is 1-0 against Junk. So let's get back in the action, and another Lingering Soul that finds a mana
now
leak,
meets with Mana Leak.
and
And now, like slowly but steady, the Fulminator Mage has actually put Sutor on 12 life. So considering that,
yes, and the Merfolk is playing on the other brigade of the top 8, and but now Kiki exhausted is pushing. Now Sutor can play practically a Tazigor without having to worry. Now his flashbacks lingering. His strategy is gonna pay now.
well, it does have a full grip of cards. The problem with all these stealth cards is that it can only play one a turn. Because it doesn't want to consume all his graveyard. And he's got only 6 cards in his
Yeah.
graveyard.
The graveyard is the most
It's
big resource he has.
it's a really important resource. Like 6 cards in graveyard, 4 manas in play. That's basically 10 manas.
yeah.
And Gormag Angler costs you 7 manas.
Yeah, now
So-
he's get the flashback of lingering is get reminded, but deprive because Sutor is fearing that Snapcaster can go really coast to coast against him. He paid the cost of deprive, getting a land into hand. So he didn't play a land this turn, so he can play a land and still have mana to play something. So now, basically,
Yeah, you can actually drop. You can actually drop
The
a
land?
big creature.
and Tazigor.
Yeah, it could drop either Tazigor or Gormag Angler.
Yeah.
Thanks of the
Yeah.
thanks to the deprive.
Spasner on deprive.
Spellsnar means deprive,
So
Lingering
remand-
Souls get remanded.
Yeah. So
like-
remand resolves.
Yeah,
Now
removed
the
out
Kiki
of the game
player-
because it was an actual
the
flashback.
Yeah. But now the thing is that Sutor with that play with deprive can get another land in play and probably play Tazigor. So remand, draw a card, land, and now he's gonna play Tazigor.
It
No,
does
he's
go
gonna
for
play the
Gormag
Angler.
Angler instead.
Yeah, Gurman Angler. In this, I probably want he wanna race because the Angler is exactly 3 attacks. He's
Yeah,
not-
it does know that Angler gets there 1 turn earlier, and also
He's already
Yeah.
putting the Angler in the grave.
is ready for the Angler to die,
Yeah,
which is
and
gonna
which
die.
is gonna die.
It's a Celestial Purge.
Celestial Purge. And he goes to 8 for Snapcaster. But the Kiki player is exhausting his resources. He's got a mana leak, but this could be enough to face another flashback or lingering soul if Sutor doesn't have another land. But another lingering mana
He
leak.
meets with another mana leak.
Yeah. And
So now it's
and so
basically
this-
it's the Kiki player playing the tempo game against Sutor.
yeah.
Sutor
And
finds
this
himself with a
play-
lot of
and this-
expensive creature in his hand.
Yeah, and this play of playing Snapcaster turn 2 without flashbacking nothing was a good play because he knew he had a lot of counters in hand and he can face the menaces of Sutor turn by turn. And
Yeah,
so
it
now
did. It really did something nice.
I don't
there,
know
like-
if it's enough, but because he needs 4 turn. I don't know
It does.
if
It does need some reach in form of a
Now
bolt
he
or
got
a
an-
Celestial Colonnade can
is a
actually
good
provide
card,
some reach.
Yeah, he can very. He's got another Path to Exile in hand too. It can grant him another turn, another beat down. But the problem is that now he's drew a Tom Stalker, I think. Not the ideal moment for Sutor that is without a graveyard now. Let's get back with a not good graveyard situation. So now he's gonna try to.
Probably gonna just try and flashback souls and then play another soul from his hand. So
Yeah,
flashback
because
soul
souls-
meets with counterflux. So now
Counterflux, so
we don't really
now-
know what are the cards left in
now he's
in
gonna
Van Loo's hand.
dropping down to 4.
So basically, no
Sutor-
fifth land, no sixth land to activate the
The
celestial colonnade and attack for lethal.
Anyway, Sutor has got a path to exile in hand. Probably is waiting for the colonnade. Now the Kiki player is got a spell kite in his hand, and he don't know if playing. No, he passes out. Sutor drawing a probe. Obviously, he pays the cost, but not losing other 2 life. He's got a restoration angel. He's got a path to exile.
Ooh, that's an interesting draw.
He's got to force Tazigor. Angel.
So basically, is that
Basically, he's glad. Yeah.
is that on board?
Yeah. Yeah, because with a restoration is blinks out to Snapcaster, Mage, and Malik. So Van Loo with Kiki wins against Sutor with Vesper Delve. And the thing is that the key play of this game was that Snapcaster played on the second turn without flashbacking, nothing, but knowing that he gonna go coast to coast with all the counters he had in his
Yeah, he knew he could go all the way, especially because he's lacking a third land. And in some of these cases, I mean, Kiki Pod, yeah, I mean, Kiki, blue, white, red Kiki does give you a certain reach. Also, he actually played the tempo game against against the tempo deck.
played the real tempo game.
Yeah.
And there's something I didn't understand. For example, not playing Tazigor instead of Angler, burning all the graveyard, knowing that probably Kiki player had.
Well,
a
he knew
backup side.
he knew about this Celestial Purge
Yeah.
because we
So-
saw Celestial Purge
yeah.
first.
So I don't know why he played the Angler instead of Tazigor, leaving
Well,
2
to
cards.
be honest, I think the game 3 there was no way for Sutor to actually the way he is actually drew all those big business spells and no way to put cards into his graveyard. Like a Thought Scour is basically Dark Ritual.
Yeah. Thought Score is Dark Ritual, but I don't know. This game, Sutor maybe fought with the fact that Kiki player had a few mana to try to control the game and accumulate resources, but that Snapcaster was the key play because alone he did like 12 damages that brought Sutor to that. So now basically we got Kiki top 4 and now is
Yeah, our spotter just went to the back tables and try and see if there's any
results of the
any other
top eight
results.
break.
Also, maybe we can give you game 3 of some of the other quarterfinals.
Yeah. Instead, they received a very nice. In Italy, we call it tovaglia della nonna. It's like a towel that the grandma used when they cook it to you. So it's like a very Italian thing. even if we are in a European circuit and the opponents are both foreign. Anyway, the thing is now that we have 5 players from outside Italy and 3 Italians that want to prove something here, and we send our scout to ask how the other top 8 are going. So we're gonna give you some result as soon as possible. But he also received some sleeves and so on. I don't know. Yes, we love. Yeah, I can eat on that. Yeah, you don't have to to the confusion. Now Sutor, I think, is complaining about his game, his conduct during the game. I still don't know why, having seen the Celestial Purge play the Angler instead of Tazigor.
To be honest, I don't think it made a difference.
No,
he
it doesn't
only
make a
drew like
difference.
big delve spells and not enough ways to fill his graveyard. So I don't think he could actually do
Because
anything.
if he
more
can,
than
if he
that.
can play Tazigor instead of Angler, last turn he can play another thing. Leave one white open to do a Path to Exile on the Angel, and having another turn to play. So I mean, it's not a choice, but I mean, graveyard is the main resources of that deck. So as long as you can keep the graveyard going, you're alive. Otherwise, if you empty the graveyard, this deck is quite ineffective. Anyway, Deprive is great.
Yeah, Deprive is a good addition
It's a
to
good
the deck,
addition to the
especially
deck.
because it's supposedly to be quite short on lands, so he can actually deprive, and if he deprives in his turn, and he still follows up with a land anyway,
Yeah,
it's very, very cost effective.
Yeah, to answer chat questions, the streaming is only for the main events. So tomorrow will be for the Legacy tournament, and Sunday will be for the Vintage tournament mainly, and some standard match. But anyways, is only for the main events of the Magic Market Series. And now the next match is gonna be the top 4 of the Modern tournament. We are talking about the match. Anyways, it was an interesting matchup.
Yeah, it's a very interesting
So-
matchup because blue, white, red Kiki has fell out of the meta game a little bit.
Yeah,
He
but
used to be quite popular.
Yeah.
And
he wasn't-
it's
he's an
not very
effective
much.
deck.
He used to be very effective, but people just
prefer
abandon it, especially
Twin.
when because Twin was around, Kiki Pod was around, Melira Pod was around. So out of
Yeah,
the
but
four
Restoration Angel in this format is really good.
Restoration Angel is a good card in the format,
It's a
especially
very good
because it can come out of a sort of twin play, but out of a deck
No, it's
that
not.
does the
It's not a
control.
replay. It's live. It's live from Magic Market Series. I think we're terminating the first round of the top 8, the quarterfinals, and now we're gonna enter in the semifinals, and we'll comment one of the matches. And no, I was saying, we got results. So. So for your sadness, the Merfolk player lost against Junk 2-1, and Warstorm beat Junk 2-0, and so in the top 8 we have one Junk,
We have one left. One match is left.
one match left. We have at the moment one Junk, one blue and red Storm, and one Kiki at the moment. And there's always still playing the podless pod against the twin of the Niccolò Graziano. The first game was won by Niccolò Graziano with twin. So maybe we gonna have a metagame representation. Apart from this interesting, I think is very strong the blue-red storm because it's a deck with is not easy to face
Yeah,
because there's not much
absolutely very hard to play against blue-red
storm.
blue-red storm because it's very hard to hate. Besides graveyard hate, the only card in the format that actually interacts well against the deck is Abrupt Decay, because you can actually get rid of Pyromancer Assumption, but anything else is basically not effective against a deck that just storms out of nowhere. So the ways to beat Blue-Red Storm are either to hate the graveyard, or to put enough pressure to win in advance, or to basically it's very hard to beat it by counter spells.
Yeah, it's very hard because he's got the Electromancer.
Especially you can actually play end of turn as well. You can just go playing the draw go game and just going end of turn. Red 2, draw 2, discard 1, flashback, draw 2, discard 1, make yourself a decent hand, and just
combo out.
And just combo out at some point. So you have to be the one pressuring the deck. The reason the deck didn't win much lately, because Infect came out strongly, and Infect was just the same deck but better and faster and more consistent.
Yeah, but Infect is easier to face.
Yeah, Infect is, in a way, is much easier to
face.
to
This
face,
deck,
'cause
when it
obviously
starts,
it's
and if you don't have a way to face it, it's very hard to if you don't have cards against that deck, you're quite dead, because it's a little combo, and as you know, in a format in which we are few counter spells, there's no force of will, there's no 2 mana strong counter spell. It's not easy to keep against that deck. Anyways, I don't think anyway that is easy matchup against Kiki and against Twin for UR Storm. Maybe easier against Junk.
Well, I don't really think Blue White Red Twin has many way of dealing with the Storm deck, because he has remands and mana leak, but it doesn't really have an efficient way of putting pressure, because the Restoration Angel is like 4 manas, so there's no like cheap attacking spells. There's no Tarmogoyf, there's no
There's no pressure.
Wild Knuckle, there's no pressure. So
if you don't put pressure to that deck,
I would say the in my opinion, the semi-final between Blue Red Storm and Blue White Red Kiki are massively in favor of Storm. While the other semi-final, we're seeing Junk against the winner between.
No, it was and Junk between between Podless
and Twin.
So if it's a Twin, is the 50-50.
Yeah, we're talking about a 50-50 matchup. I don't know exactly how he plays out against Project X. But definitely Storm against Blue White Red. I would call it a very easy matchup for Storm.
And Junk against Podless Pond.
Junkless Pods, I really have no idea.
Anyway, let's see how Podless against Twin will finish. So anyway, must say at the moment the only Italian left is our Di Vincenzo Giuseppe, that we saw on this feature match playing against Angelo Cadei.
And Nicolo Graziano.
Nicolo Graziano is fighting against Sainz de Vicuña. But anyway, we'll try to update the situation as soon as possible.
Comunque dobbiamo buttare giù il sorriso perché devo tagliare top 8 da documento. Proprio no,
Okay. Twin in camera, please. I don't know if there will be twin survived after this round because we got only one left and he's facing pod. Anyways, David, it's as we said on turn 4 or turn 5, the podless is still a deck, even if without Bertin pod, it's still a deck.
It's still a deck. It's probably not as good as a deck.
He did 7-1. He did 7 win and 1 loss. So it's a deck that is not easy to face because he plays strong creatures, synergic creatures, and some interesting tools.
Yeah, the thing is like, well, when you were playing pod, you could go for the combo, but you did have solid creatures to play your normal game. This deck is mostly a creature-based deck, which can also combo out. And pod is, I mean, it was the focus of the pod deck. I mean, pod on turn 2, you just basically won the game. You just have not to mess it up too much. Well, in this one you're actually, well, you have to go through Short of Calling, another like most expensive cards.
But
it's definitely not the same.
If you
deck.
can develop enough mana, it's quite easy to bring the matchup on your side. So
I would take a short break. We're probably gonna take a short break.
yeah.
And come back with the
We-
semifinals
I think
very
we
soon.
come back in 10 minutes.